Hi guys, good morning. So it's an eclipse weekend and there's a T-square, so I expect we'll all be feeling absolutely fucking wonderful. Woohoo! Right. You know, I said this to a friend not that long ago. I said, may you feel miserable in all the right sort of ways, because I'm way beyond wishing anybody the sentiment of I don't know, you know how people, oh, be happy, oh, you know, yeah, oh, like everything is, you know, whatever. It's anybody who is happy, right, who is, you know, getting married on a beach in Bali, that sort of shit, you know, is not getting it. They're not waking up, they're not doing the work, they're no, forget it. It's like goodbye everybody, because that is not the way out. The way out of here is not through being happy. The way out of here, as in the reversal of the inversion out of the matrix, call it whatever you like. I call it the light reset, yeah? So the inversion is reversed. That's the light reset, and you know, but that's me. Anyway, so the only way to do that is by walking through all the darkness and by awakening to it all. The whole thing. You have to know it all. The whole spectrum of the trauma-based mind control and what it has done to you. And it's the hardest path. It is the hardest path. People who are still happy have absolutely... People who've had a relatively, and I say relative because that's really only all it is, have had a relatively easy life, you know, they have their ducks sort of in a row. They're not going to get it. They have no impetus, you see. They don't have an impetus. It's boarding gates. Some of those individuals are sold and whatnot, but you know, they're not done with this experience, you see. They're not done with that yet, and that's perfectly okay, but they're not going to get it. You know, they're not going to get you, they're not going to get me, they're not going to understand what we're going through, they're not going to understand what we're talking about, they're not going to understand how it feels, and so, you know, they're full of mind control, they're not going to get it. I find it's best to avoid people like that, ultimately, because they are difficult to deal with. But anyway, here I go off on the tangent again, and I didn't mean to do it, but it just happens. See, this is my own crap, basically. Oh, ta-da! You know, because it's like when you're a soul traveler, you really go through it, you really go through it, and you get no fucking validation, right? And every now and then, when I do a video, I might get a comment of somebody who clearly doesn't fucking get it, and who talks in a really flippant manner about stuff, and it's like, you don't get it. You don't get it at all. And they're very invariably people that may think they are getting it. They may think whatever it is they're thinking, I don't really know, but it triggers me in a big way, because it's like, man, you haven't got a fucking clue. Then again, most of my comments, and I thank you, by the way, for all your wonderful comments, are of people that I can see, I can tell, I can feel really get it, and I'm really going through it. And it literally is like being in the trenches in World War One. It really just is. It is grueling, horrifying shit, because that is the truth. That is feeling the truth. You'll realize that the trauma-based mind control has very much a physical effect. You feel the filth, you feel it being raked, pulled out of you, you feel it everywhere, you feel it. It's like, God, I feel totally destroyed, I feel dirty, I feel like a fucking, like I've been polluted, like I've been, there are no words for it, I keep saying this. And now, it's now harder than ever before, but also I feel more rewarding, more potent, more powerful, because the core is now being, triggered, and the word completion keeps coming up. So one aspect, and I think this may be the crux of how the self-hate is brought into being within us right now. For anyone who's been in a narcissistic relationship, or probably more apt, for anyone who had narc parents, that really would be, I think, the best analogy. No, it's not even an analogy. Look, it's micro and macro. Anyone who knows, has experienced narcissistic abuse, can see that is what the matrix is. And on the external, so in the micro, narcs are an example. They are the matrix. That's what they are. They're feeders. They have no power. And the way that they have power over us, when you're in a narcissistic relationship, or when you're a child and your parents are narcissists, the way they have power over you, the way that they gain power over you, is by getting you to blame yourself. That's it. The toxic shame construct, which is the trauma-based mind control, it really kind of is. The foundation of it is getting you to blame yourself. It's like your narc husband beats the crap out of you and tells you, well, you made me do it. You made me do it. It's your fault. And you're there thinking, well, yeah, it must have been what I said. I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have gone out to meet my friend because, he doesn't like that. And I shouldn't have done that. And that's why he's beaten me. And it is my fault. I'm such an idiot. Oh, fucking hell. You see? Do you get what I'm saying? This is what they do on a micro. Oh, cup of tea. This is what they do, and this is how it happens. Your narc mother, father, do exactly the same. They abuse you, they mistreat you, you're a child, you're there, you're back against the wall, you have no power. That is your experience, because you're a fucking child, right? How the fuck do you survive in an environment like that? Well, I can only speak for myself, but I was brutally abused as a child. Really, it was dreadful. It was mostly psychological, emotional abuse, but there was physical abuse as well, and there was sexual abuse as well. So it's very bad. And you're there with your back against the wall. You're like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old. What are you going to do? How are you going to survive, right? So trauma bonding really, really comes into that equation. And in order for you to receive what you need, the bare necessities, you need to take upon yourself the blame. It's like, yes, it is my fault. I am bad. It's all my fault. I am bad. You're beating me. You're abusing me. You're starving me. Whatever it is you're doing to me, because it's my fault and I deserve that. You're right. Of course you are. I agree. Yes, it's my fault. I take on the blame. It's the whole scapegoat thing, you know what I mean? It's like, it's all your fault because you're bad. You're bad. Now, evil, and that is really what it is. I mean, the word narcissism is really not a very good word. And again, it's like there's all these channels on YouTube talk about narcissism, but they don't get it. These are not awake souled individuals that know what they're talking about and then can see clearly that, oh yeah, that's really what it's all about. Actually, no, they don't get that. They kind of talk as if, oh, not everybody has that experience, it's only a few people have been narcissistically abused, and well, it is a problem in society, but that's as far as it goes. It's mad. There was a really good book. It's called People of the Lie by a guy called F. Scott Peck. And it's a great book. It's very good read. It's all about, you know, intrusive voices, about really about people with what we all experience, right? But he still makes out as if it's you're the odd one out, because most people don't experience this, which is bullshit. Because I know that all people get this weird intrusive thought thing. All people have. That is, I'm talking about souled people, by the way, right? Okay? If people say, oh, I don't get that, you're talking to a fucking NPC, because of course they don't think, they don't have anything, they're empty, they're nothing. They're just fake people. You know, like a fucking, I don't know, like a car or a cup or a fork or something, you know, they don't have feelings either. You know, but they will make you think, because it's mundane reality reinforcement, that, oh, there's something wrong with you. You're mentally ill. We're all mentally healthy. Well, you don't have a mind, so. But it's all about blame. If they can get you to blame yourself, there is always a pivotal moment of ultimate surrender to evil within you that creates the self-hate, where you start to punish yourself for being guilty, because, oh, it is my fault. Why was I so severely abused? Well, it was my fault. It was something I said, it was something I did. Oh no, it's me intrinsically. It's what I am intrinsically is bad and dirty, and I deserve to be punished. You see, that's it. So that then becomes who you think you are. That becomes your fake persona, you know, your fake identity. And it totally seems to usurp your being. It just because this is who I am, and it totally begins to define your experience, right? It's why you draw certain types of experiences into your life. It's why you draw diseases into your life. It's why you draw certain people, as in NPCs, into your life. It becomes your experience, you know, because it's like, well, I am guilty. I mean, how many times has bad shit not happened to you, and you're there thinking, oh, I'm such a fucking idiot, fuck's sake, and I mean, you're totally against yourself, blaming yourself, brutally punishing yourself, beating the shit out of yourself. But years go by, you've done a certain amount of healing work, you look back to that, you remember that, and you see that, my God, it wasn't all my fault. They did that to me. This happened, that happened, it was bad, and not at all my fault. Yet there I was, brutally beating the shit out of myself, you know, calling myself an idiot and hating myself because I'm such an idiot. You see, because when you're with your back against the wall, you've been scapegoated the fuck out of, and you have taken into yourself the dirty, rotten corruption that is the narcissist, that is the matrix, and you have become that. Oh, that's who I am. Yeah, that's who I really am, and I deserve for life to kick the absolute shit out of me because I'm so worthless and sinful and dirty and disgusting, right? Well, that's it. This is what they do to souled people. This is what they do. This is it. If you remained aware of being innocent, it wouldn't work, you see. No. It has to be set up. Rigged. The whole game is rigged. And it has to be rigged a certain way. You have to believe that it's your fault, that you are to blame. You know, this is why the law of attraction is, you create your own reality, and if you have cancer, then you brought that upon yourself. It's all a psyop, gaslighting, nasty nonsense. trauma bonding. This happens when you were a child, but also in a relationship subsequently, where you're desperate for love, you're desperate for safety. Safety is something soul travelers just do not have to any great degree whatsoever. And somebody left a really good comment below my last video talking about the inner persecutor. Very true. When you blame yourself, it's all my fault, I'm bad, I'm dirty, I'm sinful. What is born within you, the self-hate, is the inner persecutor. And it's where, like I've been speaking about, is where you are absolutely at war with yourself, absolutely against yourself, because, and you persecute yourself. You do not allow yourself to rest. You do not allow yourself to relax. You do not let yourself be. You do not allow yourself to be creative or to enjoy. Mostly this is on the subconscious level until, of course, you awaken. And then you start to go within. That's when you begin to uncover that evil, dark, horrifying shit bit by bit by bit, layer by layer by layer. And that's when you begin to understand more and more and more what the fuck is really going on. It's fucking terrifying. The inner persecutor. And this is the part of us that evil, the dark side, clicks into, like I said in my last video, and uses against you relentlessly. And this is why it can get confusing, because you think, well, hold on a minute, which is mine and which is the dark generator, i.e. the dark side, you know, the black hand, which is which? And because it overlaps, right? But don't worry, because you'll always find your way through it. I mean, I do. I think you learn to differentiate through intuitive emotional practice which is which, and to embrace and love and heal that which is yours, you see. And that's how you literally slip through the fingers of the dark side, you know, the matrix, psychopathic narcissist. Energy, frequency, you know. I made notes here because, yeah, how do you survive in hell? How do you? So it's as if evil says, well, you need to accept that it's all your fault, you're to blame, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. I mean, the hatred, ooh. And the minute you do that, that's it. You've given up your power and evil has it. You see? That's a defining moment in this fucking inversion game, in the blame game. That's it. Okay, yeah, alright. And why do you do it? You do it because it has you convinced, well, there's no way out. This is how it is, and this is what I have to do in order to survive. And that is exactly the same pattern that you then keep repeating throughout this experience. I'm worthless, I'm sinful, I'm bad, I'm dirty, I'm disgusting, and I'm to blame. Of course I am. I'm guilty, I deserve to be punished. That's it. And you will keep repeating that over and over and over again. You know, again, sorry. They tell you, see, you stay in it because the NPCs, tell you that this is safety. That's what it is. That's as good as it gets. The only kind of security or safety or well-being that you're ever gonna have, right, is by acknowledging that you're the one to blame, it's all your fault, and you deserve to be punished. And you have to accept all the abuse we levy upon you. The best you can hope for is that we won't abuse you too much. Yeah. Because don't you dare step into the light now. Don't you dare to love yourself. Don't you dare to recognize what's fucking going on and say, hey, no, I'm not going to react anymore. I'm not going to be held to ransom anymore. I'm turning around and I'm walking away toward myself. Self-love, sovereignty, I am. I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to sit there seething with hate and rage and vengefulness that is never ever going to be met or fulfilled. This is not how we defeat this enemy. This enemy feeds off of that shit, right? The only way we defeat the enemy is by loving ourselves. But you try and walk in the direction of that light toward yourself, and it gets very, very, very antagonistic. We know this, right? Because that's exactly what is going on now. Don't you fucking dare! You promised to take the blame. You promised to accept that you were guilty and dirty and bad. No, evil. That's you're talking about there. You've got it all wrong, motherfucker. Because we are innocent. We are blameless. And we are powerful. You see? That's what it's all about. When we accept the blame, when we allow the dark side to crack us open like that and enter us and put into us its evil, its filth, its disgustingness, they gave us their minds, then it's as if it literally usurps us, it possesses us. Just look back over the last, just look back over your life and think about what state you've existed in and have come out of bit, by degrees, through doing your inner work, seeing it play out on the external, seeing the grotesque abuse that is life, and seeing that, wow, life, the world, reality, shitty, disgusting, gaslighty words for an experience that we have no language for. This is another part of the abuse, because you cannot verbalize it. Because everybody goes on about NPCs, right? But that's just 3 letters. What actually does that mean? Right? How does that feel when you really, really start to think about that? When you go out and you realize that, these people are not what I used to think they were. I mean, you used to, 10 years, 20 years back, you used to think that, they're just people, they're just like me and like everybody else. And some people are really evil, but, well, whatever. And some people are really nice. And no, it's not like that at all. People, humanity is a derogatory term for starters, all right? Because we're not people. Soul travelers are not people. We are avatars. That's what we are. This is virtual bullshit. I'm not saying it's like a computer game, because obviously it isn't. But it's just like an example, an analogy, a symbol that we can refer to help us perhaps get a slightly better understanding of what we are immersed in here. Okay? So it's like playing a video game, but being in it. You're in the virtual reality, and they're all fucking characters. So, and they're not sold. They're not sold, And because we are so super awake now, I'm really, really in there, I'm really getting it more and more and more, the matrix has become very, very, very anxious. And this is expressed in the fact that we now, they act out more than ever before, right? These NPCs, these fake people, these empty, virtual robots. Try and, just my experiences have been so definitive in so many ways. Just malevolence, nasty remarks, trying to get somebody around to fix something and they don't show up, and they don't even bother texting me, letting me know that I can't make it, can we set another date? Nothing, you don't hear anything. Then I came across the guy in the street and I said to him, what happened? Oh, I'm sorry, we're very busy. And I was like, so being busy now means you don't have to have any courtesy, is it? Oh, I'm sorry, and smiling, like, malevolent. They know their days are numbered, these demons, and they are demonic. Some NPCs seem neutral, you know, so whatever, that's fine. But a lot of them now are very negatively charged, and they are demonic. And you know, from the get-go, you're given this idea of what hell is like, and it's a fiery pit with, you know, scaly red and black demons with forked tails and pitchforks. It's fucking ludicrous. Demons look just like you and me. You know, they really do. But like in the movie They Live, we are now putting on those glasses, aren't we? And we're seeing the truth. It's like, whoa. I mean, often enough they have strange teeth, facial expressions, weird distorted faces, weird pupils, but mostly you catch them out in a way that you feel that they have no life force, and there's no warmth and there is no empathy. They're callous, they're cruel, they're abrasive, they're duplicitous, they're evil, disgusting, horrible things. And they're one mind. They're not individuals at all. They're very carefully crafted mimics of avatar beings, which is the soul traveler, the soul being. You know, so some of them are very, very, very good at mimicking empathy. But the more awake you become, the more you go within and do the sacred work, the better you become at recognizing what is what, who is who, where is where, etc., etc., etc. And you come to understand that, yes, one of the most important sadistic mechanisms in it all is where you were pretty much forced, cajoled into accepting the blame, becoming the ultimate scapegoat, and taking within yourself the evil. And somehow that is what it uses against us. And yet the power of love is such that it now uses that very mechanism to heal us. And so when we have these really dark experiences that bring it up, that bring up that fear, that bring up that awareness of how you blame yourself and how you punish yourself. That's very difficult shit. That's difficult, dark, horrible stuff to deal with, to work through, to feel, to be aware of, you know, to hold, to love, to heal. But it's the only way. And see, when stuff happens that brings that up, it serves us. First reaction, I'm a powerless victim, they're doing it to me, I want vengeance, motherfuckers, hate, rage, insanity, yeah. Grief, fear. And when you're able to see it at the same time, it's like you hold both consciousnesses within you all the time, because as you're raging, as you're hearing these self-attacking thoughts, oh, it's my own fault, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have gone there, I shouldn't have bought that, I shouldn't have talked to her, I shouldn't have given him that, stupid, I'm such an idiot, I've done it again, right? All that's going on. There's all these different nuances, all these different emotions, all this negativity, all this self-punishment, all this black hand, you know, dark generator incitement of that, yeah, go on, yeah, in there, latching onto you and using it against you, right? All that's going on. And it's very big now. It's like, oh, wow, shit. Wow. This eclipse is really going to show us a lot of truth. It's going to blow open parts of us that, you know, wow. Because, of course, it's all a fucking lie, guys. We've got a situation here that it takes great courage, persistence to sort out, but I feel that we are so close to our objective here. And it's whether you allow yourself to see the mystical workings of what I call the maverick effect, that it uses the healing of it all is inherent in it now. So when shit happens, that brings up all this self-punishment, this self-attack, and you're with it, and you can sit with it, and you can feel it, and recognize it, and understand why, and how, and when, and where, and that you can heal that part of yourself. It's all about really soul retrieval, you see? And then it turns out that these things that have happened, these issues, these catastrophes, this, oh, it's not so bad after all. Oh, brilliant, and it all works out. So it's not allowed to really harm you, you see? It's allowed to take place only up to this point for healing reasons, no more. Evil's not allowed to harm us. It cannot harm us. Our true self will see to that. It's been a big experience, this inversion, this, duality game. It's when you are able to see the light, when you are able to align yourself with that light, that you truly able to set yourself free. And yeah, it's tough. I know it's. I've been making so many. It's very. Well, you feel like a rag doll, isn't it? It's like you're a rag doll and evil's got you, and it's like that. The stuff that comes up from within you that you have to be with, really fucking radical surrender, radical trust, radical forgiveness, radical love, all of that with yourself, to hold on to yourself with all your might, because you feel so destroyed and so broken, but everything that you are feeling is truth. That's why being happy and how I've just bought a new house and I've got my big diamond ring and I'm getting married on a beach in Bali. Ooh, that's good luck to you. Goodbye. Have fun in the Matrix, because I ain't fucking doing that. I'm going to sit here with all my woundedness, with all my brokenness. I'm going to sit here with the fucking horror that is the truth of this fucking hellscape here, right? And I'm going to heal it. I'm going to get myself out of the clutches of evil once and for all. Because, enough is enough. It's just, if you think about it, narcissism, why do they do what they do? And that's on the external plane, in the micro. So your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your husband, your wife, your whatever, whoever, right? All these narcs that you come across, and they're all NPCs. Though I've always said it, and I keep using the terminology, but I don't actually like it, because they are plays, they do play. They are the Matrix, and they're at us from the fucking get-go. So, the fake people, the virtual people, why do they do it? Why are they like that? Well, if you are powerful, truly powerful, you do not need to steal from someone else. You do not need to subjugate someone else. You do not need to abuse someone else. The reason they do it, it comes out of a very deep spitefulness and hatred, because we are everything that they are not. They are artificial intelligence, or stupidity, really, because this is all they are. It's always been the case that they are powerless, and that they are worthless, and they are dirty and bad and sinful. That's really what they are. Do you see what I mean? How they've reversed that? No, I'm perfect and pure and good and true and powerful. As long as you accept that you're the one to blame and it's all your fault and you're the one that's dirty. You. They do this to you when you're a child. you know, and it sets you up for a life of just endless fucking misery and having the shit kicked out of you. And you do it to yourself as well. You're complicit in it that way. So that is how evil controls us. That's just one element of it, the whole blame game, you know. And we see it all. You know, you just look at the external. I'm not saying to listen to conspiracy theories or whatever. And I mean this, by the way, in the broader sense, because some people seem to not understand what I was on about. Well, anybody who is of a negative bend, who carries on and on talking about what is going on the external, you know, people that are still into individuals who talk about, I don't know, the Archons this and the Archons that, or, oh, we're a slave species of the gods, or whatever it is, if it inspires a sense of hopelessness and despair, get the fuck away from it. Stop giving away your power. In fact, just focus on other things. Go within. If you feel really bad because shit keeps happening that triggers all your trauma and you feel completely broken and completely destroyed and you're in a complete and utter fucking state, then know this: you are right where you're meant to be. You're doing the fucking work and you are doing very fucking well, which is why you feel that way. You have to feel that. You have to walk through all your brokenness, all your woundedness, and love yourself back into wholeness. This is how we defeat evil. We realize beyond any doubt that we were forced to take the blame, to start to turn it against it's all my fault. And you realize that mechanism, that dynamic. You see, and imagine the healing that takes place within you once you realize what that is and what that's done to you. And you can say, no more, I'm done with that. You see? It's a bit like a festering wound. You know, you rip the plaster off and all that pus comes out. And it will take a little while for all the pus to dissipate. But the healing has already begun. Now, the minute you realize this whole blame game dynamic, you realize this intrinsically, you feel it, you know it, you get it. Something shifts. Momentous. You see? Big shift. Big. So, yeah. That's really all I wanted to talk about today. I know some of us have been going through it like there are no words for it. I know it's very difficult because the parts of you still languishing in darkness also languish in cognitive dissonance, right? That's often a problem. There's these thought forms of, oh, no, they're just people and this is the way it is and it's meant to be this way. It's just like mundane reality programming because they're still languishing in the trauma-based mind control. And at the same time, on the other side, you get all these experiences, you have all these experiences of malevolent people. Now, from now on, when I say people, I mean NPCs, because I am not a person. I am not a human being. I will not refer to myself that way. It's a derogatory term. It's mundane reality reinforcement. I am an avatar. I'm a souled being, temporarily having this ridiculous experience and healing and coming out of it. I am powerful. I'm a creator being. I'm a soul traveler. I think this will ramp up. I don't think they're allowed to harm us. But pay careful attention to the people around you. Be very, very aware of how you feel with regards to anybody that you encounter in your day-to-day. If it feels off, it is. Do not give them your life force. Don't speak to them. Don't give them your sympathy or your empathy or your compassion or your time at all. Just don't bother with them. Follow your intuition in all things and you will be just fine, you know? Because they are demonic. They're not powerful. They hate you because you have the power. They hate you because more and more now you realize that you have the power. And the more you realize that, the less evil has power over you, because you're healing. You see, you're slipping through its fingers, and that's why it is the way it is now. So if they're spiteful, and if they're malevolent, and if they are, you know, verbally abusive, or just in their behavior abuse you, like they make an appointment and then they don't show up, and they don't even text you saying, oh, sorry, I can't make it because of this, and you don't hear from them. That's abuse. That's fucking abuse, you know? Or if they try and rip you off, they sell you a car, it's all this and it's all that, but it's actually a piece of shit, whatever. Very important. Trust your instincts. Trust your intuition. It's good. It will guide you right through that bullshit. Okay? Because, yeah, they're demonic. They're spiteful because they're losing. You know, and that's it. All right, my dear. So, I think that's it. I'm going to feed the cat now.